What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our Midwest region breakdown. March Madness, baby. I love the games in this region. To check out the entire show, hit the link at the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. We have one final game on our Midwest region card at 9:50 p.m. Eastern, and this one is a beauty. Number 14, Morehead State Eagles, 23-7. Versus number 3, West Virginia Mountaineers. We're at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. Let's see what we are dealing with here. We have West Virginia opening up as 12-point favorites. That's moved to 12.5 at half the books. Total opened up at 138. Some are still hanging to 138, and a few, including the indicator books, have moved it down to 137.5. Morehead State closed out their season winning 7 straight and 19 of 20. They avenged that lone late season loss to Belmont by defeating them 86-71 in the Ohio Valley Championship game. Eagles clinched their first berth in the NCAA tournament since 2011 and won their 5th OVC tourney title. Johnny Broom, a beast. Career high 27 points, 12 of 19 shooting, grabbed 12 rebounds. 6'10" freshman, averaged 13.9 points, 9 boards on the season. Skylar Potter, 7 of 11 from the field, finished with 22 points, 13 boards. He averaged 11.7 points and 5.8 boards. Rounding out the double-digit scores, Devin Cooper averages 12.2 points. Morehead was 29th in Division I basketball, allowing just 64 points per game. Offensively, they score 68.8. But they can be sloppy at times, turning the ball over 15.3 times per game. They hit 46.1% from the field, 35.1 from 3, and 68.2 from the stripe. West Virginia finished the season in disappointing fashion. They lost 3 of 4. They lost back-to-back games to Oklahoma State, the first one without Cade Cunningham. They have 4 players averaging double digits in Miles McBride at 15.4, 6'10" junior Derek Culver at 14.6. He adds 9.6 boards to that. Taz Sherman at 13.6 and Sean McNeil at 11.8. They score 77.3 points per game, but they struggle with their shot at times, in inopportune times. 42.8 from the field. They hit 35.7 from 3, 71.7 from the line. Here we go. The late game on the Friday night card in the Midwest region. Morehead State, West Virginia. Max, let's roll.
I just worry about this game from one aspect, Jim, is that this turns into something that resembles the North Texas, West Virginia game. I think that with West Virginia, obviously they're best when they're playing that 4-out, 1-in type style that surrounds Derek Culver. I think that with Deuce McBride and Taz Sherman and Sean McNeil, you got 3 different scores that can give you some of the same and definitely give you differences. I think with Taz Sherman, he's a key for this team. Obviously, Deuce McBride's got to come to play. You can't have a 3 for 15 shooting performance from him. And with Sean McNeil, hopefully he's been able to put behind that made 3-point shot with no time left on the clock and is ready to go. But I'm just not liking what I'm seeing from this West Virginia team, and it's pretty simple why. They're not a good press team. They are not a normal West Virginia defensive team, and that's what's stopping me from liking them in this spot. While they're definitely good, they do a good job of denying teams on the offensive glass and boxing out and avoiding fouls on their attempted blocks. This is a team that still needs good shot balance and needs balanced scoring. I think that with Gabe Osabuoyan, our fellow Canadian, he's definitely undersized, but gives you that stout front court help that you need. He puts in that work on the offensive glass. He's a great passer. He's going to get you a couple blocks, going to get you a couple steals. You don't really have to worry about him needing to find a shot. But you're playing a Morehead State team that has just exceeded all expectations possible. They're playing with no weight on their shoulders. They're playing free. They're playing confidently. They know that they're strong. They know that they're stout. They know that they have the right scheme and system to be successful. And listen, obviously the focus is on John A. Broom. The freshman's done a fantastic job, plays like he's been playing this game for years. And with Morehead, you got to play your game. You got to play your tempo and pace. You have playmakers on the outside. You have good length and athleticism. Broom's going to attract a ton of doubles, even when Derek Culver's on him. And with him being able to pass out of that, that's going to be key. You got to hit some open shots. You got to hit some of those kicks that you're going to get out. I think that on defense, you're going to have to do a ton of switching because you're going to have to throw different looks and give West Virginia a little dose of their own medicine. I think that as long as Morehead can defend on the perimeter without fouling, the three-point defense is going to be critical. If West Virginia, who is a team that does look like a group that can score 80 every day, well, if that's the case, Morehead's not going to be able to compete with that. I think that Morehead's going to be better with the ball, be more ball secure, and do better against any kind of press that West Virginia throws at them than they did in the Eastern Kentucky game, although they won that game by 3. I think that you got to hurt West Virginia on the interior with John A. Broom, run the offense through him, run every other possession through him if you got to, and just keep this scoring low in the first half. Keep it close for 40 minutes is obviously the goal, and avoid having to be into a big comeback situation. If you fall behind by double digits at the half, I don't think you're coming back against West Virginia. I think that by then they'll figure out how to exploit you even more, and then the second half will just get ugly. But with my money, I took Morehead State. I'm going to ride the mid-majors. I watch these teams closely. I enjoy watching the maturation and development. And if this team can give Kentucky and Richmond a game, even though they're not in the tournament, I think that they can come and rise to the occasion to give West Virginia and maybe lose by 12 instead of 12.5. So, backdoor cover time, baby. Sign me up with Morehead State, Jim.
Morehead State. Ooh, we have our 13. A 13 at BetMGM at minus 110. That leads the way so far. The 12.5's reduced. So we have a plus 13. Let's see if Circa wants to come in and help. No, 12.5 there. And before we let go, we'll see if Bet365 wants to do anything. They're down to 12. Damn. All right. Plus 13. Minus 110 at BetMGM. A nice line. Morehead State. Plus 13. Minus 110 at BetMGM.